Welcome to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert. I'm here with Karen. Say hi, Karen.
Hello there.
And we're here with Sharon. Say hi, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Well, hello. So we just got back from the greatest conference on earth, the every 3 years World Parkinson Congress, seventh ever. This one in Phoenix. Briefly, with a few words, what were your experiences at? Let's go one word apiece. We'll go around. Ready? I'll say exciting. Karen,
Hugs.
Sharon.
Awesomeness.
Exciting hugs, awesomeness. That says it really well. That was the event. There'll be more to come on that. We want to talk about one thing specifically. It was the main thing that I was there for, and Sharon and Karen couldn't have done it without you, which is the world premiere of Boys of Summer at Third Base, the fourth film in the Boys of Summer series. And talk to me about your just kind of, let's go backwards first, your feeling of what it was like to be in that room during the screening of Boys of Summer Third Base.
So much energy and excitement and engagement, and everybody was having a great time. And the combination between the stress balls leading up to it, to the beach balls, to the bag of popcorn that everybody was just tearing up and enjoying it, all of it. It was just, we couldn't have pulled it off better.
Yeah.
Yay, yay, Team ESX.
Sharon?
Yeah, I was expecting like no showers, I didn't know it was going to be packed in with standing room only.
It's so hard to know. You're not wrong to think. People might go, "What do you mean? How could you think that's like?" You know, as you guys know, it's the opening to my film, but it applies to so many things, and especially I think artistic ventures. uh, you don't know what's about to happen. And we of course worked all week to promote and get people there, but this is, remember, a conference of 4,000 people with about 50,000 options. I mean, there are just, there's programming on top of programming on top of programming. Nobody gets to do everything they want to. I mean, no, you probably get to do 10% of what you want to because things are just scheduled at the same time. So even I think really well-meaning people who love us and wanted to come, many of them didn't get to come because they were pulled somewhere else or this, that, and the other. A lot of people end up leaving early on Wednesday, so they couldn't come, and we were scheduled on the last day. We had working against us in a weird way. They didn't have in the program that I was going to be there at the screening, which was odd. I had people coming up going, "Are you not going to be there, Robert?" And it's like, oh, so I
I
mean,
missed
again,
you.
it didn't list it as a world premiere, so people could have misunderstood it as a different film, in the Boys of Summer series. So we had all these things working against us. But then we get there, and what was your feeling when exactly, Karen's doing it.
Yep.
The line, it was serpentine. It was
Oh yeah, it
long.
was all the way around the back of the building, all across the hall, and I was just like, "Yes, we're
And
here." Because the
yeah,
people that knew they were going to be pulled away, the regret was real. Oh my gosh, I got to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to be there, too. And yeah, that's why we didn't know who was going to show up until we showed up, and it was great.
Yeah. Thoughts
yeah,
about that, Sharon?
I was amazed that all the popcorn got gone because we got all that movie popcorn, we had quite a bit of it.
We're looking at some of that line right now, and I've muted the audio, so we won't, hear that
They
right
were
now. But
first in line. That's the gals that we met and we had dinner with the night before. That's cool.
so
Yeah.
as you look through this line, and we'll see as we go forward, there are exactly what Karen said. There are friends everywhere. There's people we met that we formed relationships with, that just became fast friends, and there are people from around the world, all with different stories. And Sharon mentioned the popcorn, which was a great get on Sharon's part because it ain't a movie if it don't have popcorn, and we did, and they all, thanks to Karen, had X on the bag to hit yes and X. Our good friend Glenn from Hawaii was handing out some macadamia nut chocolates, which,
Yeah.
I mean, wow, getting some sweet and savory. That was awesome. So, the energy was just amazing, I think. It's
The
lovely because
smiles, the expressions were,
this guy, when
yeah.
he came out, was crying so hard at the end of the film. And I think he was told his wife said, his wife couldn't make it, but said he has to come because he really wants one of those baseball beach balls. That's all he knew. But at the end of the movie, those eyes were bright red in tears, and he
Oh
couldn't
yeah.
hardly talk, and he just
Okay,
gave me a big hug.
can I ask, while we have that, where is she from? The gal you just,
The blue?
in the blue.
We'll take a look, and we're not going to spend too much time doing that
I'm
right now.
sorry.
But here's the thing:
I
you've
just
got
can't
the
remember where
video.
I know her from, and
Yeah,
it was bugging me.
yeah. You've got, we'll look at all this stuff down the road, but it's just to give people the feel of what we're talking about right now to say that, yeah, this stuff was real. It was powerful, and the people coming into the room had so much energy and excitement built into it, and it really it made the whole thing pop like crazy. So again, thank you guys for making that what it was, and how much thought did that take from you guys to say what you wanted it to be like? I mean, when you were thinking about this, because you did the great thing, which is what I asked you, I said, don't bother me with it. Just if you got something, go with it. How much thought did you guys put into it? Because you did a great job.
Honestly, couldn't think about much else except for the other two things we were trying to drive people to, and I just
Mhm.
was so happy when I came around that corner and it was standing room only. But yeah, you saw my excitement. You had to pull me back because I thought you guys were already in there and there was still something going on. Here I was with the big bag of beach balls. Okay, let's do this. And like, it's not done yet. Whoops. I will
When you
go.
see people walking in, they're holding the stress balls, right, and everything. They're all
Yeah.
excited, and we're talking to them, and you just love. There was a combination of people who knew nothing about it, some people who had seen all three of the first three films,
Right.
something in between. There was all this just great energy. And yeah, they were getting their popcorn and all that. So we get in and then we get up and, I mean, we know we're on a tight schedule because they don't really officially even have time for an introduction, but I just went up and made an introduction. And what was your feeling as you started to feel kind of the pulse of the room? And oh my gosh, we've got this huge group of people. What were you thinking at that moment?
It's
Just
gonna be fun.
Roll this thing. Yeah, it's going
yes.
to be fun. Karen?
Watching everybody's reactions, that's been the funnest part of doing the shortstop screenings also. But everybody, they played with the games, they interacted with everything we did without being prompted at all. It was just so much enthusiasm and energy. And then different people I knew, because I was off to the side, were looking at me, especially when I started crying, and they're just like, giving me encouragement. And then I saw other people crying too. And it was just like, oh my gosh, I was just so grateful for every single person in that room.
Yeah, you can see because it kept filling in. We've already got people around the edges here. And then
Right.
as it went on, more and more people showed up. It just
Mhm.
got more and more crowded. And like you said, I mean, right from the jump, people were, you guys did the great job of throwing out the beach balls, which I think is at the tail end of this. Let me see if I can grab a piece of that. That might be here. I forget if I cut this already. I might have cut it before we started, but you guys tossed the beach balls out there, and it's just this great, wild scene. In fact, I had to tell you guys, yeah, pull it back because I didn't want it to distract from the movie. People were having so much fun with the balls. I was like, hey, let's make sure we're watching this thing. But you get these people, you can see even more people lining around the edges where they were right now. And
Uh-huh.
the way they were interacting, I mean, they were laughing, they were singing, and they started clapping to songs on their own, like they were at a rock concert or something.
Mhm.
Well, there was a little bit of rock concert in there especially with the couple opening songs. I mean, you mixed so much everything into it.
Yeah.
Look at this
Well,
guy over here. He's clapping already.
right. I mean, the guys laughing. We did some jokes that, I mean, I knew they were there, but you never know what people are going to pick up on. And some of them are intentionally a little bit kind of quiet, and then other ones are more, big punchline type things. And so it just depends, right? And yet they jumped on stuff all over it. Oh, there they go. Look at them go right now.
Yeah.
That's raise it
Well,
up.
Raise
this
it
guy
up.
in the blue was having an absolute blast because I was right out of the camera view here on the wall, and he
Yeah.
was having I mean, everybody was, but it was really neat to watch him really get into it.
Mhm.
such a big opportunity, I think, for people to show who they are. And so, how have you guys? Who's seen Rocky Horror Picture? Have both of you seen it, Rocky
Oh yeah.
Horror, in a theater?
I kind of more than have seen it. I used to participate.
Okay, good. So you've been it. You're no virgin. We'll put it that way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly.
so looking into it, I've certainly seen it, loved it, great, fun thing. But the history of it, and the reason I bring it up here is that that's kind of how I describe this film a bit to people in terms of its unique interactivity, right? And yeah, it's not as racy or sexual as as
Ooh,
that.
doesn't need to
However,
be. That
from the
was an era.
perspective with which we do things, the interactive nature, it is Rocky Horror like. And here's the interesting corollary I got that, I think Rocky Horror came out in 75 and it was a box office flop. Like, people thought
Right.
nothing of it. But because the LGBTQ plus community saw it and said, this is ours, they're speaking to us, they forced theaters to put on special screenings for them and they packed it, right? You
Oh
talk
yeah,
about,
the 80s were huge with that everywhere.
yeah.
It was all over the Bay Area.
Yeah, they said if you build it, we're gonna come, and they did, and they turned it into an unbelievably unique thing that spoke to a marginalized group that wanted to be empowered. And I said, isn't that our story for
Yeah.
Parkinson's? Here we
Yes,
are, a group of people who want to be heard, who want to be seen. Well, then you know what? We've got the film to do it, to
exactly.
demand space. And again, that if we can train up community leaders around the country for how to run a screening, it's not just put on a film. It is, get the balls, make sure people feel excited coming in, get them warmed up. And then the film takes over. I mean, it does the job after that. But you got to prime them and you got to make sure you have people who are there ready to do what the Rocky Horror folks did to champion it and turn it into this cult classic. Yeah, Karen.
Well, that's it. I mean, just the Jam for Joyce um, um, alone, it empowers people to take back their lives. And then you times the cinema therapy and what this does for not just the individual or a handful of people on Zoom, but an entire, as many as you could pack in there. It would just, it grew and grew and grew. And yeah, I want to share it with the world.
Well, look at this. So this is one of the funky things that I was like, I have no idea how this is going to work. And frankly, even when I shot it, I wasn't really concerned about this. But this was insane to me. I start playing improv, and we know we're in a theater with the group on the screen doing this, and this group picks up on it immediately. And watch them. They're all doing it. They're
Oh
all
yeah,
playing mirror. I mean, they're
that
acting
it
like,
gives me chills.
yeah, they're
Talk
not.
about empowering people, to amplify voices to accelerate things. I mean, oh my gosh.
They're not, they're not, they're in the theater, they're in the screen, they're in the room with what's on the screen. They're not separated. That distance that's normally between the audience and the screen was gone. Look at them now, they're
Right.
interacting with each other, right?
Yes.
They're mirroring, they're playing
Right.
with each other. And that's the yes and experience right
I
there.
love
We got
that.
Russ back here
You know,
doing it big, 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 big and large. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
I
crazy.
mean, isn't that wild? That's just to
Yeah, I
me.
thought that was such a neat experience and how the movie got the audience involved in the interaction of it all. I mean, who cannot start doing mirror, you know?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I've taught it enough time, even live for sure, to you sometimes have to work the crowd to
Mhm.
get them to do it, right? I mean, there are people who, for whatever reason, feel self-conscious or that it's weird or all these things, and I totally get that. I understand. Improv by itself has that stigma, right? But
Right.
this group, because of the way they were primed and the way they played, they were in. They were in like nobody's business, and they were just eating out of the hands of the opportunity of what was going on here. Here's another game right now. We're playing Yes Let's. Check out the group here and what they're doing with Yes Let's, right? So I think we just threw a baseball, and then here's the next thing, and they're saying Yes Let's. Get the Yes Let's sing. Yes, let's dance. And there they go.
Ah, there they go.
So, I mean, oh, I think the last one here is juggle. Watch this. There they go.
There they go.
I mean, it's just like I said, they weren't waiting twice, and they're watching something on the screen as if they're there. They wanted or felt something with it. That's the magic of this that I'm trying to tap into. And yes, and as we send this out to hopefully people watching this right now, you can have this experience in your hometown. This film is built for all of you to amplify your voices and have the most unique film experience, probably outside of Rocky Horror, built for the Parkinson's experience, right? I mean, this is our film. This is our film to do that. And again, God bless every other Parkinson's film out there. There are a lot of great films. I'm not taking away from any of them, but none of them do this. None of them involve the audience that get them into what's going on. They have you sit and watch, and that's beautiful. That cinematic experience is lovely. It's just not this. This is unique.
It's so much more than a film. This is an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just any film. I mean, and I mean, honestly, as a person that's had Parkinson's now for 10 years, sometimes it's hard to sit and watch a movie for an hour, without getting up and moving around. But there wasn't any of that because it's all part of it.
Well, it's funny you say that because, I knew when we were filming this that I said, I've got to schedule in things that are going to feel natural, but are going to, in fact, get the audience going, right? Because if they're just sitting for too long, especially for a Parkinson's crowd, it's going to be rough. And to that end, we had a dance break. Take a look at this right here and watch how they react during the day. Oh, you know what? I'll put the sound on here so you can hear it too, because that's part of it.
Yes.
Let me grab it real quick here.
That was really good.
Yeah, watch them react to this. Oh, I think it's on. Oh, the audio's not coming. Well, anyway, you see a movie. It's a dance.
Everybody dancing.
Everybody got up.
And they'll do this. Like old time movies would have intermissions, right? That because they knew they ran long, especially
there was more people getting up for that than there was people getting up for the seventh inning stretch at the ball game,
right? Because sometimes you don't know you need it. But we do. We need to, especially in the Parkinson's community, need to move our bodies a little bit. And that's built into the film to give people that, right? That you're not just going to sit and stare. You're going to dance. You're going to sing. I mean, the sing-along stuff was crazy. You're going to improvise. They were shouting suggestions at the screen like I could hear them.
I know. I think they were just very confused because it was almost like Robert's there and Robert's there.
Yeah, you're right. I was on the screen literally, shooting this stuff, and I was also there on the screen. And,
right.
It was just part of the buy-in for all of them, and just such a lovely thing that, again, they found themselves in the movie. And that's what I wanted more than anything, is for them to lose that separation and not think, oh, wait a minute, there's a gap between me, that in fact I'm being represented on the screen. And there's, a big applaud point coming out of one of our breaks, that they would see themselves, and then you guys at the end of the film represent them practically by saying, I am a success story, right? And because it's so important that people don't, think this is just about you and your dad, or this is about you and your PhD. No. That's the story, but the story metaphorically represents the community,
right?
And what we have built because of this, that because of the work in the PhD and Dad's, advocacy and allowance of his story being told, we now have Yes and X. We now have cinema therapy and Jam for Joy, these things that are addressing the psychosocial, emotional side of Parkinson's like nobody else. Again, not saying better or worse, just saying nobody else is doing this at the level we are. And
right.
That's who we are, and that's where we are. We're here for, the community.
Yeah, and I think that after the film, everybody's like, where do we go to do that?
And that's the key. And of course, we know the answer to that, of course, is yes and X.
Right.
And I'll put that up on the screen here for everybody so that they can see that if you're watching this right now, if you're having that same question, that Yes and X is our website. It's rebranded. You may have known it as Yes and Exercise. Same website, just slightly rebranded, right? Yes, acceptance and the power of the unknown. So accepting the power of the unknown, that's what we are doing because research has shown that the Parkinson's community is fraught with people fearing the unknown because of what the illness does, how it manifests. You don't know what's coming next. We play with the unknown on purpose to make you more comfortable. There's no cure, but if we can get you to where you're more confident and you have a community to lean on when the rough things happen, because they're going to happen, so that you can say, well, here's what my choice is in this place, because we always have choice. Even in the worst situations, we have a choice. Well, that's how we deal with the unknown. That's who we are, you know?
And we stand together to do it. We're not
And the
alone.
other thing is you're building it. You're building what you want. You're the creator. You can do
Yep.
you can plan and do things that you want to do. You just don't have maybe as much capacity as you did before, but you can still do it.
You might be differently able too,
Right.
when you
Yeah,
talk
there you
about,
go. That's
right,
what I was
like
trying to
Paula,
get
for
to.
example. I mean, she was never a painter
Yeah.
until,
Yeah.
so, this is about discovering those pieces of yourself that may have lied dormant or not paid attention to. And all of a sudden we see here under programs, like we'll go to improv, for example. This is where you would go if you wanted to sign up for our Tuesday class or our Thursday class. Susan teaches an in-person class in Austin, Texas. And yes, we play these online, so it doesn't matter where you're from, you can come and play with us for, Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. or Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific time. You can learn more about who we are in this lovely song by Russ. And if you want to see what the games look like, here's a whole list of games being played just like we do. And that gives you the opportunity to say, oh, okay, that's a game that I might play in that space. And that gives me some comfort to know that, oops, I turned it off, that, okay, that's how this works. So yeah, you would see here we are doing it, and there you would be going ahead and learning how to play it ahead of time if you were, for whatever reason, nervous about it. So yeah, that again shows you the improv. And for those interested in the storytelling side of things, the second offering here is cinema therapy, right? And the cinema therapy classes, what it is and what the story, how they matter, a few of our success stories, and there's even more about them if you go to the calendar. Everybody's got their page and what they do, the result. It's how you're going to write or paint or, whatever your art form is, respond to the movie in front of you in a unique way. And that's what the cinema therapy course is. So these are exciting things, and they're all at Yes and X. It's an extension of Boys of Summer because, Yes and X, the 501c3 nonprofit, is the fiscal sponsor of Boys of Summer, and that's where we're linked. This is the original success story, and it's helped build everything that's come from it.
Yeah.
So that's who we are. Well, I think this was awesome. I think people got a taste of what they're going to look at as third base gets out there. We'll keep growing this idea. We know for anybody we had mentioned saying there was going to be an online screening on June 19th, we're changing that. Because one thing we learned from that screening the other day was this is not an online film. This is an
Right.
in-person experience. So
It's so
we're,
worth it. I mean, my gosh, like I said, the whole thing in raising
It,
people's voices, this is a way to raise it and have fun with it and engage with your community and just join us,
it
please.
join
doesn't
us.
it doesn't
Join.
really if you were online with it, it really you wouldn't get the effect of the person sitting next to you, in front of you, and behind you.
That's right. I mean,
It's
I
really a
think
community.
yeah, the film still works. Like I'm proud of it. And it's a fine film to watch. I think it's that. But that's just a different thing than being there in the room. And like you said, you feel the energy of someone else singing, laughing, crying, dancing, improvising. That all happens in the 90 minutes of this film.
Yeah, you feel like you belong, and that's the biggest part of it, the psychosocial part of it. And you got to have that, or else you're like isolated. Isolation is killing you faster. So,
I love the way you said that. That
Yeah.
again, you feel like you belong. That's what this film is for, to
Yeah.
make you feel like you belong.
And it's the biggest yes and of everything we start, everything you do, just amplified times a million with that big 4,000 people. I mean, I'm really, the people that worked there wanted to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were coming and asking after it was over.
yeah.
Where's the movie? Oh,
Yeah, and that's what we're here to tell
How
them.
can I get
Sure, that
it?
go to the website, right? Here's bosmovie.com. This is and at the very least, you can see more. If you want to watch the first two films, Under Boys of Summer, Under the Films, you can go to First Base and you can download it, right? Watch the film, and you can do that. Or if you want to watch Second Base, same thing. That film is there, still available. We have this year, we've been showing Shortstop. We've done over 40 screenings of it across the nation. It's been great. We are probably taking a hiatus on that now because the push is for third base. So for the ones who are already booked for shortstop, we'll complete those. But I think going forward, we're going to be all about third base because this is the latest and greatest. And not that Shortstop isn't a wonderful film, it's lovely. But there are things that people go, well, that was 6, 8 years ago. And I go, I know that was 6, 8 years ago.
I was kind of amazed by the people that did have knowledge of the film, and they said they wanted to see it right then and there when they came to our table, right?
Yeah.
Where can I see it now?
Right. And that's, so that's the way. So at least initially, we're gonna shepherd third base here by showing it in public screenings because we need more of what we had in that room. We need more of that magic for the Parkinson's community. And I think it will begin to feed off of itself. Once people know and experience are like, I've never been to a movie like that. I've never had that kind of experience in a movie before that, again, made me feel like I belonged, where I laughed, where I cried, where I played.
Well,
And
it's more than just feeling like they belong, proving to them that they do belong.
there it is. Yeah.
Right,
There's
that's it
there's me on the
there.
screen, right? There's,
Yes,
and that's the power of all of you saying once again at the end, I
Yeah,
am a
yeah,
success story. Right?
exactly.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to point.
Exactly.
You.
Ooh.
Well, this has been awesome, ladies. Thank you so much. We'll do more of it, but in the meantime, we'll put this out. Thank you everybody for watching. If you want Boys of Summer third base in your community, let us know. We'll start to get that scheduled and make that happen. So we're so proud. Thank you to World Parkinson's Congress for an amazing, wonderful several days. I wrote to Eli to let her know. I said, "You built Disneyland for PD. This was a heck of a
Yes,
lot of fun."
It was.
it was.
All right, take care, everybody.